Guys, welcome back to my channel. So I have another easy, simple keto recipe for you today. This is a broccoli cheddar soup. This is amazing. So stay tuned to see how I throw this easy recipe together. So the first thing we are going to do is going to saute up the veggies. So I just putting some olive oil in my pot here, and then I'm adding in some celery and some onion. So this is 2 stalks of a celery that I diced up, and then just some frozen onion, about a 1/4 cup of frozen onion. So I'm going to saute this up, also adding in some salt and pepper to that as well. And I'm just going to saute this up until it is nice and tender. So it probably took, I don't know, about 5, maybe 10 minutes to get the celery really soft. So after everything is softened up, we're going to add in 1 tablespoon of minced garlic, and I'm going to give that a good stir and kind of cook the garlic down a little bit. And next up is adding in 3½ cups of chicken bone broth. I'm using this organic bone broth, and then 1 cup of heavy cream. And then you're going to add in your broccoli. So this is 2 small heads of broccoli. It's about 4 cups of chopped up broccoli. So I just took 2 small heads, chopped them up. I could have probably chopped them up a little bit smaller. They're kind of chunky, but you want to go ahead and get those all covered with your liquid, and then you're going to bring that to a boil. And then we are going to put a lid on that and let it simmer until the broccoli is nice and tender, which took about 20 minutes. And now, since I plan on using my immersion blender to puree up the rest of the broccoli, I am going to take out about 1/3 of the broccoli out of my pot. And now I'm just taking my immersion blender and I'm going to puree the rest of the broccoli. That way it just kind of makes it a little bit thicker. Now, if you don't have an immersion blender, what you can do then is take out about half of this mixture, so the broccoli and then some of the broth and heavy cream, and put it into a blender, and you can blend it up that way and then just pour it back into your soup, or you could just skip this part altogether. But I feel like it needs to be pureed up a little bit. So however you can puree something, this immersion blender, I think I got it at Walmart for like $10 or $15. It was really cheap. I'll see if I can find one on Amazon to link down below. Now, to just ensure that it does get nice and thick, I am adding in some xantham gum. So I did 1 teaspoon of xantham gum, and then I'm just going to stir that in there, and it does help thicken up the soup quite a bit by doing that. Now, next is probably the best part, and that is adding in the cheese. So I'm using just medium cheddar cheese. I have 3 cups of cheese that I shredded myself. You can probably use whatever kind of cheese you want. I've only had this soup with cheddar cheese. So I'm just slowly putting it in there and stirring in between. That way I don't get big clumps of unmelted cheese. So my suggestion is definitely put it in maybe like 1/2 cup at a time, and do it that way, and just stir in between just to make sure that everything gets nice and melted and you don't have big chunks of cheese in the bottom of your pan. And then once all your cheese is melted, then you're going to add in that broccoli that you took out earlier. So we have the broccoli back in the pan, and then give it a stir. And then I just let it cook for probably another 2 or 3 minutes just to make sure everything is melted, everything's all incorporated, and then we are done. That's how easy it is. This is such an easy recipe, and it is something that you can store in the refrigerator and you can eat on it all week. That's what I did. So here's how I plated mine up. I have some bacon on top. I paired it with some drop biscuits that I did show how I made those in my latest meal prep video. You can top it however you want, but definitely this is such a good, yummy lunch or dinner. I had it for both, but anyway, you guys, super easy recipe. I will have the recipe down below in the description box, so you can check that out. Let me know if you guys make this. Tag me on any social medias if you do make this recipe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.